You're listening to the Dan and Kody podcast for the first time live in Yucaipa, California, episode 34.
Yeah!
This is the Dan and Kody podcast.
Toy boat.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
This is the Dan and Kody podcast.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Saddle up, partner.
It's the pool one.
Holy cow.
A lot of clappings. Usually when we start a podcast, Marshall takes off his shirt. Today he put it on. He just got out of the pool. We're at the pool. We're in Yucaipa.
Yucaipa, so this is location number 4 in the Dan and Kody podcast.
It's 4? Can you name them all?
Yeah.
Do it.
We can do your old apartment in Van Nuys,
Van Nuys,
Canyon County,
Canyon Country,
and then my place
Cody's place,
in Toluca Lake.
Toluca Lake.
Did we have a fourth?
Of course. Second podcast.
Second podcast. I was in Amarillo, Texas.
No. Yeah.
Yes, I was in Amarillo, Texas.
No, we were in the common area of Van Nuys. Common room.
Oh, we were in the common room.
Upstairs.
And then the second one was where we were on the phone, the third one. So this is our 6th location.
6th.
Wow, 6 out of 34. That's a pretty good percentage of places. We just don't like to do the podcast in the same place.
We're like a traveling band.
Yes.
The traveling man.
Yeah, well, we do what we can.
I didn't like the one. I liked the content of 3 because it was about Cecil the Lion, but I didn't like not being with you.
I know. I need you close to me to feel that presence of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We interlock eyes a lot.
It was uncomfortable when I'm sitting there, like, looking in the mirror at myself as I'm talking to you, and I'm like, how come I'm responding to everything I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's hard.
I know it's tough.
But we're in Yucaipa. Jenny's mom and stepdad, Mike and Susan, they wanted to have a luau today. So we're all luau'd up. We got our peeps around us.
We do.
We're going to do some snaps.
Yeah! Just so everybody knows, that was not a sound effect. There are really people
That's
right
not
now.
a bite. That's not a bite.
It's not just Madeline, Jenny, and Michael. We've got like 8 other people here.
Yeah, fuck them. We got mad peeps.
Yeah, even Marshall's here.
I'm here.
But, I mean, would he really want to go back to his apartment?
Marshall, stop coming to these. We had you on a guest twice, then you popped in on one, and then you invaded another.
Man, if you want to be on our podcast, just
do you have anything to do?
If Greek would come back on air, that'd be great.
If it's on Netflix, there's a good possibility.
There's a Greek movie. Have they hit you up?
Not yet.
Okay, well.
Fingers crossed.
Come on, hashtag Greek.
Hashtag Greek.
Get him a job.
So, the news,
What's
since
the
the
news?
last time we've been doing things, has gone just completely crazy. First off, I want to say...
There's a lot of news.
So, you're the biggest fan of The Rock.
Love The Rock.
You're a huge fan of The Rock.
Please tell me he didn't rape anybody.
You wish you could be The Rock, but did you hear that he said that
Did he hurt
UFC is the hardest sport?
He said UFC's the hardest?
He says it's the hardest sport that any one individual could do. What do you think? Do you agree with your man?
I come from a Hammond wrestling background.
I don't know what that is.
Greco-Roman style high school wrestling.
Greco?
Idaho. You're from Idaho. Everybody wrestles.
Greco is not like, it's not like a part of our language. That's not a thing.
Well, like, you went to wrestling meets and that's what you watched.
Yeah,
Whether
wrestling.
Yeah.
Greco. I don't, okay.
That shit is hard.
What? It's the
It's-
style.
it's the
I don't
style.
understand. Like, how is it different than regular wrestling?
called Greco-Roman.
Are you still
'Cause
wrapping up other dudes?
There's freestyle where all you have to do is expose somebody's back and that's points.
Okay.
But
In Greco-
Greco-Roman,
You break their back.
yeah,
That's pretty
for
strong.
sure.
Okay.
I
all
broke so many backs.
right.
in
I
high
respect
school.
that. I respect
No,
that.
tell him what really happened.
But what happened?
Well, I shit my pants in a wrestling match. You didn't know that?
No. Why?
He had the moniker of Doo-Doo Dan for a little while.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was there at the match. He called the timeout. The ref goes, "Why you got a timeout?" He goes, "Ref, I shit my pants." The ref starts
That happened.
laughing and
How
sends him
old
back
were
to
you?
his bench.
I can't believe this is happening
How
right
old
now.
were you? How old were you?
I was in high school.
Oh my
I was like
God.
16.
So you were like, was it the way he gripped you?
It
Were
was
you
a-
like your body was a ketchup bottle?
it was a county match. It was
Okay.
a county match.
And milk
And,
came out.
Stop it! It was a county match, And I go out on the mat. I wrestle this kid. He was from Howard High School.
Do you remember his name?
No, he was a dud. But like it was like
He was strong enough to make you shit yourself though.
No, he sucks. He sucks. But like I knew he sucked, so I was taking it easy during the match.
So you're like,
so I'm like, fuck this.
Like your body's like super relaxed.
Right.
Is what you're telling me.
I'm going through the motions, and then so like my coach at the time, Bill Smith, Smitty, we all call him Smitty. He was scary as shit. And when he told you to do something, you would just go do it. Now, he didn't tell me to shit my pants, but he was like, shoot in. And when you shoot in, because like we're just doing this dance where like I'm on his head, his arm is mine, and like we're just kind of like swaying,
you guys are like locked up,
around,
like in professional wrestling.
He was getting bored, so he was like, shoot. So that's when you drop in, throw his arm over your head, and like pick him up and try to get your points. Yeah. So I do that with all my might because Smitty just said that to me, and I'm like, oh fuck, I got to do this. So I like go in, pick his ass up, and then like with all my might, I'd slam him down on the mat, and a little bit of poop comes out.
Were you wearing the wrestling uniform?
Yeah, I had a full singlet and boxer briefs.
What weight class?
Yeah, what was the weight class?
That was a county match, so 160.
Okay.
It was 160 because I was a
160 is
sophomore.
like you're higher than like midweight. You're like you're like
that's
you're like
kind of-
25 pounds from heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
20 to 30 pounds from heavyweight.
Yeah, there's 160, then there's 171, 189, and then 215 and up.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a little ways away.
Yeah. So a little bit of shit comes out. I get my points though. I'm on top of this guy, and there's like
you call a timeout.
No, there's no timeouts. There's like a load in there.
But you said you called a timeout.
Injury timeout.
No, like we're in the match. It's happening. I have a little bit of poop in my pants, and then I'm on top of the guy. I controlled him. I got my 2, and then I look at the ref and I'm like, "Yo, I shit myself." And then he's like, "What?" And I was like,
As you're on top of him, you look at the ref and you're like, "Yo, I shit myself."
Yeah, because this guy's a
Wrestle.
dud. He sucked. So I was like,
God.
I shit myself. And he's like, he starts laughing, and then he calls the blood time. Blood time is like, if you're bleeding, you can go to your corner and be like, oh, I got my eye split, whatever.
But instead, it's like,
It's poop
instead of
time.
saying like
I got
going over
poop-
there and saying cut me, you're saying like diaper me.
Yeah. Diaper me, bro.
Diaper me.
I got poop time.
Jesus.
So I got poop time. I go over to my coach who just screamed at me to shoot in on this guy. And he's like, why did you stop the match? And I was like, yo, I shit myself.
He said shoot, not shit.
Yeah.
And the truth is, when we were watching this all in the stands,
Welcome to the podcast, Marshall.
we're all watching this happen in real time, and it's a whole nother perspective when you see Dan pick up this guy and he's like, and lands on the mat.
You didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it, but you just see him stop instantly and look up at the ref. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Like, did you see it?
what are you
It's
saying?
like Jamie
Did you just
Foxx's
watch that
stand up
happen?
They're
when he's like,
talking to each other. But the
like
best,
you like if you shart, you know, like if you try to fart and a little bit comes out, you know it.
but he had to.
Hey, Jenny's mom, what's up?
Don't change the subject.
Fortunately, our singlets were brown.
Yeah, we had brown singlets.
He had to call his mom to come bring him new underwear. That was
I
the
had
best
to.
part.
I had to.
But he finished the match.
But the thing about the match was like you can't take blood time and leave the mat.
Blood time.
Like I can't go anywhere. So like I go to my corner, I'm like, I have shit in my drawers. This is the problem. They're like, if you
What do
leave,
you want us to do? You think we keep an extra shit singlet around
yeah,
for guys like you?
that was the talk in the corner. They're like, if you leave, this is over, and this is a tournament, and this guy sucks. I'm up 2-0. I'm
So
up
you got to
2-0
finish
on
the
him.
fight.
So they're like, yeah, you got to finish with shit in your drawers, and he's getting wind of this. The other guy.
Like literally, like the wind is physically getting to him. He smells
Probably.
it? Oh, okay.
Probably. He's getting wind of this. So they're like, you have to finish the match. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he goes, because of blood time, I got the 2 points. I had the advantage. So I'm on top, and he starts on his hands and knees, and then I have to like,
Does he say something to you?
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He's just like, oh, I hope he doesn't like.
Not really.
No,
He's
ready
just
for
like,
it.
he's ready.
He's
He
prepping.
sucked, though. He was a little bitch. So like the whistle blows, I give him a little crossface, da-da-da-da, pin him. I pin him with poop in my pants.
Nice.
So
How
he-
many men could say that they wrestled a man, pinned him
Yeah,
with,
thank
with
you.
poo
Thank
in
you
their
for
pants?
clapping. Thank you. Yeah, I pinned him, poop in my pants, and then immediately shake hands. I go to the toilet, and I
change your
call my
singlet.
mother. She brings over some new pants.
Nice.
Now everyone knows I shit myself. But I won the match.
No, like that was basically your LeBron James moment. It's like your finals LeBron James moment.
He shit himself too?
No, but what he did was, won a game in a big way, and you kind of won it in a big way for you personally.
Yeah.
You had a mess drawers, and you went in and took take care of it.
In troubled times, in troubled waters. But
Sure.
what were you saying about The Rock before Marshall showed up?
I just brought in that Rock thing with the wrestling. And he
said it's the hardest sport.
He said that. What the hell was I saying? UFC was the hardest sport for any one individual. So
I would have to, on like a minute per minute basis. Like, you know how boxing they do like pound for pound, he's the best fighter.
Like Allen Iverson's the greatest basketball player I've ever played.
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
So I would say like minute per minute, UFC is probably the hardest sport to play in.
Well, then, you and The Rock obviously still stand on the same ground. So
I believe him, yo.
Dan and The Rock stand on the same ground.
I love him.
So I was, I've been really heavy, like I was saying, into the news recently, and I came across an article. This is sad.
You came across it or across it?
I came across it, like literally. I was masturbating. And
Okay.
that was really inappropriate. I'm sorry.
I was talking about
I'm sorry, that went really far and dark. I don't ever normally say jokes like that in front of people. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. And apparently in Dallas, I was telling Madeline this, Dallas or Florida, this man.
You went to Dallas?
No, it was in the news. It's Florida. I'm not sure which state it is. I think it was Texas.
Another gator?
No. This is terrible. So the guy says, "Hey, I got to get to the store. So I'm going to drive to the store." But he takes a different car. He had to pack his kid up in another car. Forgot he packed his kid up in another car. Left his kid in the car in the hot, hot sun for 4 hours.
Windows up?
Windows up.
Gotta kill that human being.
Hold on. This is not where it gets fucked up. So the kid's like dying, right? Guy comes home, realizes he left his kid in the minivan. Goes
4
out, grabs the
hours?
kid. Yep. Goes out, grabs the kid. Guess what he does? Doesn't call 911. Doesn't call his mom or dad to find out what he needs to do to take care of his kid. Doesn't do any of that. He puts his kid in the refrigerator.
What?
Yeah.
After he had him in the car.
Yeah, he's like, I need to cool him down. There's no other option. Put him in the fridge.
I mean, that makes sense for like...
I love how this story started with, I've been watching the news a lot
Yeah.
lately.
That makes sense for like a Frosty.
Yeah.
Like if you have a Wendy's Frosty in your car for 4 hours.
So the
and
kid's in there and you have the cold Frosty, you just throw it in his face.
You gotta throw it in the freezer. You throw it in the freezer.
You throw it in the freezer. His kid is a Frosty.
Yeah.
Essentially, his kid is a Wendy's Frosty.
He took the Frosty theory.
He didn't want to
humans.
finish it, and he just put it in the freezer for later.
What? So he's in prison now, right?
Yeah, they arrested him.
Did the child die?
Child negligence. Yes, child died. Imagine being the parent.
Did he die from freezing or being hot?
The news didn't get.
Because that's
into that.
important. That's important to me.
I think
like,
honestly,
was
I
it the
think, I
heat?
think the kid was probably dead in the car, and he's like, "Well, there's only one way to revive him.
They just
You put him
chilled
in.
him up.
I saw Frozen. This is what you do. You put him in cold places."
That is not how you do it.
I don't know. I've never seen Frozen. I just thought it was a movie about ice. Whatever. I've never seen Frozen. I know.
It's not that good. It's not that good.
Stan, just let it go.
Yeah. He let it go.
So a man in Seattle walked into a Seattle grocery store and decided he was going to scan his genitals on
What?
on this self checkouts. According to Seattle News,
He scanned his
Yeah.
wait.
So
On a self checkout.
yeah,
He
so
scanned his
he
balls.
walks into the grocery store. He's the 31-year-old man standing at a self checkout machine. He was laughing to himself as he puts his genitals on the scanner. I imagine that guy walks into the grocery store and he's like standing there. He's maybe got like a bag of Twizzlers, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna scan this," and he's like, "Yeah, maybe. I mean, what's gonna happen?"
No.
And then he looks at the
thought
guy
about a
that's
lot
like
of
managing the self checkout, pulls down his pants, exposes his genitals, and just starts laughing in his face as he's rubbing his genitals across the scanner.
That's
And
ballsy.
and he's into it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's into it sexually, but I'll tell you what. I mean,
Don't show us a picture.
I guess he got in a confrontation with employees who's like, "Sir, you need to leave." He's like,
How much
scanning
did his
genitals.
balls cost?
I don't know.
Did they ring up?
Later, they arrested him, and he was Did they ring up?
Like, did they ring up as like
There was
apples?
a 2-for-1 deal on them. Yeah. But,
No,
That story's nuts.
that was a pretty crazy story. That's a pretty crazy. By the way, I got a game today.
You have a game?
I have a game for you specifically.
You're okay,
Dude, I've been thinking about this pretty heavy. So, what do you got? What do you got?
Oh, I just have. I was.
Would you ever rub your genitals on anything?
Would I?
Yeah, other than like Jenny. Like what? Like where would you be like? Oh man, I could just really rub my genitals on this.
I would rub my genitals on cotton.
100%.
You know,
Like you'd walk in somewhere and you're like, man, that's a lot of cotton. I'm just gonna rub my genitals on it.
I would do it. There's a state MTV, you know MTV The State? It's like a sketch comedy troupe.
I haven't seen it, no.
They have a sketch that's like, I'm gonna put my balls on it.
Okay.
And I like, if I had to put, like, sure, if there was a fabric or cotton or like, what do you call them? The memory foams.
So you're telling me you put your genitals on that?
Yeah,
Memory foams.
I would do it. Or like a
Dude, I have one of those beds.
Do you remember those things?
If you ever come to my place, you're just gonna rub your.
I'll memory foam my balls on your bed if it's okay. But no, do you know? You know those things that's like the it's a toy, the pins and needles. It's the needles and it like makes a thing.
What is this?
So like,
Oh yeah, that's right. So you take your hand and you put it in it, and it takes the form
yeah,
of your hand.
it's like a bed of needles.
Yeah.
And a glass plate above the bed of needles.
I've done it with my boner.
So anything, yeah. I
I've
think
done it with
everyone's
my boner.
done that. Everyone's put
I
their
have.
dick and balls on that.
Yeah, I have done that with my boner.
If you're a boy or a man and have that,
I was a boy. I had a boner. I did it.
yeah. You like the second you get that toy, you do a middle finger in it,
You do a middle finger,
and then you're like, dick.
yeah, it's true.
And then you're like, okay.
And what's crazy is you can touch it and you can feel it, but it's like that's not my dick,
Yeah.
but it's my dick.
And then like your sister comes in, and it's like, oh, you put my face on it. You're like,
Yeah, your sister did.
don't do it, Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah. Sorry that Dan did that to you.
Please, God. I've done a lot of weird things with that. Have you seen? There's a ESPN 30. You know the ESPN 30 for 30s.
Yes.
They I don't know why they call them 30 for 30, but this is like 5 for 120.
Is this a math equation that you determined?
Yeah.
Okay.
The OJ Simpson Made in America.
Yeah, was that a 5-part series that they did on ABC?
Yeah, it's a 5-part 30 for 30 series on ESPN.
And they're like 3 hours long on each of them.
Yeah, and they are gripping. It's gripping television.
OJ, like, they don't just tell you the story of OJ Simpson. They tell you about the time that OJ grew up in to how it basically led to him being the man that he became.
It's a snapshot of Los Angeles at the time.
It's a miniseries.
Yeah, it takes... His buddies are being filmed and interviewed. Mark Furman's in it a lot. Detective Mark Furman, major part of the case. And they really do a fantastic job of taking a snapshot of Los Angeles at that time and why this happened.
Yes.
And they cover the murder, the trial, before, after, like why OJ was famous to begin with.
Yeah.
How awesome he was at football.
Yeah.
How attractive he was. And it all plays a part in this series. But what I took from it was like, what type of... Oh boy, we got
a little wind.
We got some wind. We got some...
First time outside, we're going to have to deal with the elements.
Yeah. There's a lot of elements. But OJ, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, what... Like, this was huge. I don't know about you, but in like when OJ, when the verdict came in, I was in middle school, and like that was being played in our classrooms.
Yeah,
I don't know. Was that
happened for
for
me
anybody?
too.
All the teachers
Yeah.
were talking about
Yeah, and like they
Because
rolled
it was a
TVs.
televised thing, and I was really pissed about it.
You were mad.
I wasn't mad about the verdict. I was mad about the trial in general because it was going on when I'd go home and I wanted to watch my cartoons. And I was like, they're still playing the same shit?
I just remember
Nobody cares.
But I remember that it went forever, and I was shocked. I was shocked at the information I held on to.
Really?
Yeah, like, before watching this thing, all I remember is, like, OJ, not guilty, the glove was a big deal, and Mark Furman was racist. That's all I held on to.
Kato Kalin.
I don't see, like, he wasn't really even covered in the 5-part miniseries.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, like, if OJ was, like, the best football player in the NFL, and he was loved by all. So I was starting to think, like, what NFL football player today would be as transcendent as OJ? And I came to the realization that, like, OJ wanted to be what Michael Strahan is now. He's on Regis and Kelly.
I don't know.
He has rejected.
That's on Good Morning America.
Now he's on Good Morning America. He covered the Oscars. These are things that OJ was super into.
No, man.
He wanted to be the black guy in white America.
I think OJ.
He is Michael Strahan today.
I don't know.
Minus the murder.
I
He
don't know.
absolutely is. Strahan is loved by all. He is accepted in that culture. He took over fucking Regis. Like, if that happened to OJ, he would, like, ascend to heaven. That was his goal.
Well, I see what you're saying, and I think you're completely wrong.
He will host the Oscars. I promise, Mike. I promise you.
Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
He's going to host the Oscars.
Of course he is.
No, he'll host the Emmys, but he'll never get to the Oscars. He's
is-
Michael Strahan. He's not funny.
He's ABC's.
He's got a weird-looking finger, and, he's a giant. Good for him.
ABC took this defensive approach to the Oscars, and then they forced all of their black
So
correspondents.
you're telling me that they're going to make him the host of the Oscars because he's black?
I think in the next 5 years, Michael Strahan will be the host of the Oscars.
I think they'd take Chris Rock over Michael Strahan any day.
Yeah, they already have.
I know.
They did.
And they'll bring him back over Michael Strahan.
I don't think they're happy with
Michael
Chris
Strahan
Rock.
doesn't have the power or the comedy chops to make that happen.
But he is
It's like
OJ.
saying Charles Barkley's going to be the next Oscar host.
Okay, this wasn't about who's going to host the Oscars. This was about
I know it's not.
Well, like so like
Who's
this was
OJ?
huge. So is this like like if Peyton Manning killed his wife today, would it be as big as OJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
And it's not- it's
should it
not
be like
only-
Adrian
Yeah, but
Adrian Peterson?
It wasn't like
Because he was a running back.
it would be big like OJ. Would it be as big as OJ? Maybe not.
Because there's still the same problems.
Well-
like they were like, here's why OJ got off, and it was because of all of the cops beating up black people in the streets, all of the race wars, and like I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, that happens today. Like this is a snapshot of today.
Yeah,
the
but
tasing,
But the
people
big
getting beat
difference
up.
between then and now is like you really experienced an introduction of television media, seeing it live, running it 24/7 around
Right.
that exact time, and you'd never experienced that in history ever in your life. So to be able to see that black and white battle on an everyday basis was something that was taking part on your television, in your face, in areas where you didn't even see the black and white battle. You just read about it in the newspapers. But
Right.
to see it and to feel it, that's the only difference why I would say that if Peyton Manning killed his wife today, the difference is that's
she was-
white on
and
white
she was
crime,
black.
and that's black on white crime.
What if she was black and he was white?
Oh my God. That would be huge.
Yeah,
That would be really, really.
But-
That's a big deal.
it's nuts. It's just
But,
they-
but Ashley Manning is not black. She's very white.
they painted OJ in this documentary. They really painted the picture of OJ who like wanted to keep as far away as he could from any race war and totally like disavow his blackness basically.
Yeah.
And who I would compare and like and still like be in movies, be on TV, be the face, drop your urban accent and all that. And I'm like, Michael Strahan.
I mean, he was really, in a strange way, kind of the first. What was it? And they may have even said this in this documentary. He was kind of like the first real marketed sports athlete that was black. Right?
Yeah, and that was nuts.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, he was the guy, the juice.
Yeah.
He did the car rentals. I forget what company, but Hertz. Yeah.
Yeah. Hurts.
Go OJ. He was attractive. He reminds me of my dad.
He is
a lot.
Yeah, your dad's a good-looking dude. And he's got style, by the way. Did I mention how much style your dad's got?
You said that.
Your dad's
a few
got
times.
a lot of style.
But he looks like OJ. But he didn't kill his wife.
No, he doesn't look like an OJ at all.
I think he looks like OJ. Google it. Google.
You know what, Dan Hill? I think you have too many white friends.
Go to my
I
dad's.
see them all as the same color.
Go to my dad's Facebook and then Google OJ hot.
I watched the show with you, and I know your dad.
It looks like OJ. Oh, I have some sporting news. Some sport news.
Okay.
Apparently, Kody, you got your ass handed to you on the golf course
Oh my God.
by a Mr. Greg Giroux.
Here's the thing.
Tell me a story,
No.
buddy.
Here's the thing.
What happened?
Greg calls me like Wednesday night, Tuesday night, crying. I mean, he had tears running down his eyes. Oh, Caitlin and I got in a fight. I really need some man time. I'm like, dude.
This is the epitome of bullshit.
And I was like, all right, well, what do you want to do? He's like, man, I really need to go golfing with somebody that's probably not any good. And I said, well, man, I mean, I'm that guy. So, we got up really early in the morning, and
How
I picked
early?
him up 4:30.
How do you do that?
I picked up Greg at 4:30 at his place. I was there. I'm very punctual, unlike some people in this
Stupid
room.
punctual.
Stupid punctual.
Like punctual to a fault.
Oh,
like Marshall, completely opposite.
I like to be early. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Or right on time. And anyway, so we 4:30, and it's the first time I'd golfed in L.A. or in California.
Where'd you go?
We went out to this place that it was a quarry, the Hollow Oak Quarry or something like that, right? Oak Quarry. This place is beautiful.
Is it Query?
Quarry. It's a quarry, like where they used to,
But is
mine for marble or whatever.
Is a
the hell
quarry different from a query?
A query is a question. A quarry is where you find marble.
Okay, that's
and
what I wanted to know.
Minerals and things of such.
Cody, that's what I wanted to know.
Okay. A quarry.
A quarry.
A quarry and a query.
And
Hello,
a
sir.
quarry.
I have a query. Hello, sir. Are you working in that quarry?
Got it.
Sorry.
No, got it. Cleared up. I'm fine now.
So we went out, we shot. It was a rough start all across the board. I think I lost, 15 balls, Greg.
For everyone you lost, you found a few.
Yeah, that's true. So it was like 1 for 1. But it was a tough day. But it was nice. It was good. It was a beautiful golf course. They treat you well. They treat you like you're like a really wealthy white person. And
What?
that was cool.
4 a.m. Fuck.
Huh?
At 4 a.m.
Well, no, our tee time was 6:20, but it was an hour out from where we were. So it took us
Tea
an hour.
time 6:20.
Yeah, and we wanted to hit some balls, and it was cool.
Beat the crowds.
We beat the crowds. We beat the heat. Like
They said they had like
we're
250 players.
Yeah, she did. He said they had 250, 220 guys coming out to play that day.
See, like that just puts me off to golf. I can't be up that early.
Well,
I
you
can't
don't
do
have
it.
to be up that early. We just wanted to have the rest of our day.
And you did.
Also, as an expecting father, you might want to
I can't do it.
readjust.
You're not going to have a life, pal.
Moxie, you better not play golf.
And if you're gonna call me like late at night, and you're like, Cody, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
oh jeez.
Cody, can you play golf with Moxie, please?
Well, let me tell you something. After we got done golfing, whatever the score was, I was able to help out my friend Greg.
Hey.
Everything's good with him and Caitlin now. You're welcome.
Everything is good with us now. Nothing was wrong with us before. Cody got his ass handed to him like a $2 whore. And
So I'm wondering, was Greg very encouraging on he'd take his shot, it'd be
don't
good.
even try to.
What?
And then-
no, Greg was great.
Like, did Greg do a lot of that's okay, it's all right, man?
No, he was good. Yeah, he was really
A
good.
lot of digging through snake pits looking for Cody's ball.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Greg was my caddy. I mean, essentially, Greg was like, "Well, I think the ball's over there.
He was
Everything's looking good. Just
he-
keep it up."
He was your white bagger Vance.
No, he was great. No, Greg. Greg,
Just-
and actually,
just
to be honest,
tap it in.
Greg's a hell of a golfer. I have to admit.
No, I know Greg be golfing.
Greg's a hell of a golfer. I mean, anybody who gets a chance to go out there, I hope you kick his ass.
I have diagnosed ADHD.
What is that?
It's unmedicated. Attention hyperactivity disorder. When I was a child, and
But you beat it.
I think I beat it.
You're like Magic Johnson.
I graduated college in 6.5 years.
Uh-huh.
And
Hey, dude, I buy you. Took me 8.
It's really it's hard, and I don't think golf is for me.
It is.
But I love putt. I can do putting.
To be honest, you spend the majority of your time on the green anyway.
I would love to putt. I destroyed Jenny in Dominican Republic.
You spend your majority of the time in the woods.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or the quarry.
But yeah, I don't think I have the attention span to like hit a ball, get in the cart.
Which are these were beautiful carts.
They were good carts.
They had a GPS system, and they show you where the ball is and how far you are from the pin. Like, this is a really beautiful course. I hope we get the opportunity to go back there.
Were your balls like? Did they have monitoring?
No, my balls don't have monitoring.
No, not the ones you put under the needles. The balls.
Oh, that's funny.
You like that? I brought it back to the needles.
You brought it back
to the hand. Put my face in it, Dan.
Yeah. Sorry, Sarah.
The like your golf balls.
What about no? They don't have any.
How did it monitor?
Because you drive right up to it, and it tells you how far you are from the hole.
Oh, okay.
So it's the cart that it's measuring, not the ball.
I got you.
So,
fuck, man, that's intense.
It was a good experience. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna be golfing some more. I'm looking forward to it.
Did I find an inchworm?
Someone else, you jerk.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Yeah, sure. You're gonna be calling me late at night. Oh, okay.
What was your handicap? Handicaps? Anybody have?
Handicap.
Handicap probably wouldn't have mattered. It was a bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath. It was terrible. It was bad. I don't even want to.
No, but it was fun. It was fun.
There's a podcast out there called
Mixed Feelings.
Mixed Feelings Podcast. It's by two mixed girls in Texas. So I was instantly like dragged into there. But they followed me on Twitter, and I was happy to follow back. So I was like, all right, I'll listen to one of their podcasts. And it's funny. It's a good podcast. It's really cool. And
I feel there's a but.
There's no but.
Okay.
It's just my life is now different after listening.
Why?
Because at the end of their podcast, it was like a side note about something called a rat king. Are you familiar with rat kings?
Rat kings. It sounds familiar.
Does anyone know what a rat king is here?
Just because you
Is that a
told
Game of
me.
Thrones
I can
reference?
think of like
Huh?
From the Nutcracker?
No. A rat king is when a group of rats are like huddled into one area, and just by like random occurrence, their tails get knotted up and stuck together. So then those 10, 15, 20 rats are now a single unit, and they survive together with their tails fucking wrapped up into this nasty knot.
That's not a real thing.
That's a rat king. Yes, it is.
You know what? That sounds like a mammalian transformer.
You Google rat king. I swear to God, like I stopped listening to the podcast and I Googled rat king, and my life is different.
That's insane. Come on.
No, it's real. It's absolutely real.
I thought it was
rat
some
king.
racist term.
A rat king is a term for a number of rats whose tails are intertwined and bound together by one of several possible mechanisms, such as entangling material like hair or sticky substance like sap. The number of rats joined together varies from a few to as many as 30. You could have a rat king in your basement, and they could, for real, eat you.
So what happens when you have more than 30? Are they no longer considered a rat king?
Look, that's a rat king. I'm showing Cody a picture of a ton of rats.
They look dead.
They are kinged up.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That's a rat king.
That's disgusting.
That is a rat king, ladies and gents. I'm passing the phone around. Yeah,
Show Brandon. Let Brandon see this.
That's a fucking rat king.
Looks rubber.
It's real.
Yeah.
It is real.
I don't think that's
All
real.
of their tails go in the same place at the same time for this to happen.
And not just that, like
They're
all
just
have
huddled
to
up. Rats
walk away
huddle
at the
up.
same time.
Have you ever
so they're
seen?
Like, oh, it's too tight.
Have you seen Indiana Jones and Last Crusade? Remember, he's like, rats. I fucking hate rats. He goes down to the bookstore. He hammers in the 10.
I don't recall at any given time he says the word rat king.
Snakes is what he thinks.
He hates snakes, of course, Susan.
He's okay
Thank you.
with rats.
Thanks for joining. He hates snakes. But In Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, he finds the 10 in the library, hammers it down, and he goes down in the basement, and there's 1 billion rats. And, you
I
know,
don't believe it.
We're gonna have to watch it.
X marks the spot.
X marks the fucking spot. Thank you, Brandon. And these are Rat Kings.
Huh. Wow. Well,
So I just wanted to bring it up.
yeah, man. That's
What?
It's terrible.
What do you have a ready like Rat King defense?
I don't have a Rat King defense because I have to see this happen in real life. Personally, I think this is
Look
a load of baloney, as
Cody,
my mother
it's real.
would say.
Rat like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Rats
There's
huddle
no
up.
Rat Kings in the Indiana Jones Last Crusade. Yes, I get that they huddle up, but do you
They
realize that
huddle
their
up.
tails are always moving? They're not like
Yes.
intertwining with other tails.
Yes, this is random occurrence and
That's
it
like
happens
you.
and boom, we're
No, no, no,
not.
That's like all of us in this room right now deciding to throw our arms into the middle of the room, and this magically they become entangled because we have no control over our arms.
It takes two.
No.
It
No.
takes
No, I'm
two,
disagreeing.
baby.
Decide which way to move.
Takes two, baby. And then 3 comes in. And then they're like, oh, we're tangled. Then a third, oh, we're tangled.
So you're telling me it starts with 2 and it builds up from that?
Yes.
No.
'Cause they're
if
all-
this whole idea of them all having to be intertwined in one location, no, man, you've got to get. It's got to happen all at once, or it's not going to happen at all.
Cody, they're huddled up.
Dude, all you're showing me are drawings of Rat Kings.
Here's a real one. Boom, Rat King.
Dude, those aren't
That's a Rat
real.
King.
That's an art piece.
That is not an art. Boom, Rat King.
That's an art piece, stud.
Rat King.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That is not an art. You don't believe in it?
Look, and that's a mummy.
Look,
what are you showing
they're
me?
separating a Rat King after the fact. These people, they
Just
die
so you know,
in there.
Those are squirrels. Those are not rats.
Squirrel Kings. Squirrel Kings, bro. They're transcendent. They're transcendent from tailed species.
You're right. They are rodents.
Rat King. Look, that's a diagram of how it works.
I don't need a diagram. I get how it works. I think it's bullshit, though.
Here's how I deal with.
Ronald McDonald died.
I have to plan. I'm planning for a Rat King.
Well, you plan it.
If I open a door and I see a Rat King, I am going.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna.
Odds it will actually get to you.
I will throw whatever I have at.
Pulling at the same direction at the same time.
First defense for Rat King. Throw whatever you have in your hands at it. Second
What if
defense.
it's the baby?
Don't throw the baby. Second defense for Rat King
That's right. This Rat King.
is run for your life. Third defense.
No, you
for
know what
Rat
you do?
King.
Garbage.
You run in like a zigzag pattern because they can't make up their mind which direction they want to go.
No.
Maybe they'll rip all of their tails off
But that's the
together.
thing with Rat Kings. By that time, they are like a unit, and they fucking rat. They're like
not,
a.
these aren't
They're
hive
like a
creatures.
Roomba. They're like a Roomba vacuum. You know a Roomba vacuum?
They're not hive creatures. This is
They're a hive.
no.
They are hive creatures. This is Cody. You need to work on your Rat King defense.
Yep.
It will happen.
You need to show me proof of rats instead of pictures of squirrels.
I showed you a lot of Rat Kings.
Yes. Anyway,
Rat Kings are real. Listen to Mixed Feelings podcast.
so we have the 4th of July
We have the 4th of July.
in 2 days. It's my one of my 2 favorite holidays. I got 2 favorite holidays. Thanksgiving because all the food,
Sure.
and the 4th of July because
Really?
it's-
Still Thanksgiving?
Oh, Jesus.
I love the food, but I can't eat it anymore. I can't eat as much.
Why?
I just get full too quick.
Eat more.
I can't. I can't. The
I
food that you guys make, broccoli cheese, I can only have like 4 bites of that. Excuse me. Fuck. Sweet potato souffle? It's all the drinking too, yeah. Sweet
Well-
potato souffle, it's crunchy as shit, it's delicious. I get
none-
like 3 bites of that.
nonetheless-
There's like 4 turkeys at Susan's house.
Nonetheless, Dan, I'm a big fan of the 4th of July and Thanksgiving.
Like, I like it.
Okay, well,
It's not number 1
That's
anymore.
my
Get
favorite.
away from it.
I'm not.
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
why you're trying
I'm
to stop
sorry.
me,
I'm
why you're-
doing. I'm
why
doing
you're
what
beating
my.
down
I'm
my
doing what
turkey
my
love.
mother does.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm doing what my mom does. Sorry.
But the 4th of July is coming up.
Is that and it's number 2?
I'm gonna say it's number 2.
Okay.
Big fan.
Why?
Because I love the American spirit. I love the patriotism, the nationalistic think. You know, I
Sure.
love this idea where everybody kind of comes together and they really build this sense of unity to celebrate our independence.
Yeah.
That's right. America, right?
I like it.
So, and I'm just a big fan. I love the idea. I love American history. I think it's an incredible story. It's a story of many stories of other countries, but I have to say, I mean, I'm just a big fan.
Can you school me if I'm wrong?
I always do.
Okay. 4th of July, is that the end of the fighting? Or is that when they sign the Declaration?
It's the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's
Right.
the day we declared our freedom.
Right. I would feel more patriotic celebrating the end of the fighting. Does that make sense?
We won day.
Yeah. Like, I want to celebrate when people die.
Here's why.
Is that weird?
Is
that weird?
Yes, and I'll say it because of this. The
like 4th of July, that's a bunch of bigwigs signing checks.
It's the day you realize that it's basically the day you're signing your death warrant.
So it's like we're done.
We know we're gonna die.
Right. So
it's like you and me saying, "Hey, federal government, F you. We're gonna go. You know what? It's like those guys that decided to go to the Oregon.
Yeah.
What was it? The Oregon Preserve or whatever, the federal lands. They decided to take it hostage and go up against the federal government. That's what it's like when you have. It's bigger than that, but you have these 13 colonies that have decided to say, "Hey, we are going to break off."
That's a wrap on this. Like they said that.
Yep.
I'm just trying to...
Actually, sentence number 4 in the Declaration of Independence.
A wrap on this.
Yes. It's a wrap, exactly. Yeah, so, well, how about that? I don't even know what else to say to that, Dan.
So on the 4th of July, pens hit paper.
4th of July... it's the day it was signed.
Quills hit...
It's the day it was signed,
Quills hit parchment.
Off. It's the day it was signed, it's the day we sent it off. It's the day everybody realized it was over. They signed it.
So was there
July
fighting? 4th. Was there fighting after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's because the British came. Like, it's kind of like this. It's like, okay, we're going to sign this paper. Now we wait.
So they signed it
because we have to send it across
this
seas.
Is what's up. And then they were like, oh, hell no. And then they were like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're basically waiting, like, I'm in Boston, and I'm like, oh, shit, we're just waiting for these British boats to come.
Right.
I mean, there was some probably dialogue between the two.
They're already here to an extent, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, they were up in here.
Declaration of war.
Yeah.
If you guys want to stay here, you're going to have to fight us for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where you are independent, because...
You're fighting.
You have the independent decision that...
You've made the move.
We gonna fight.
Exactly.
So shouldn't we celebrate
more
Dan. when the shooting and the killing stopped?
No.
When bullet hit skin?
It's the decision day.
It's the day we said, fuck you. We're going to be our own team.
I don't know. I'm not into celebrating pen to paper.
Yeah.
I want to celebrate bullet to heart.
Yeah. That's
you know?
America.
No, that's not America.
If you were on a soccer team and you split off of that soccer team, the day that you created your own, you were like, we're going to fight you and we're going to become our own team and go against you.
Yeah.
That would be the day that you decided you were your own team, right?
But I would rather celebrate...
It's not like every time we win a war, we're like, oh, now we're independent again.
I'd rather celebrate the day that soccer team I split from was like, all right, you got it. You're your own team.
But once you name your own team, you're like, yeah!
That's just the beginning. I want to celebrate
That's the point.
after I'm like,
just the beginning.
right? Am I my own soccer team? Yes?
Hey, here's a
Okay,
question.
let's celebrate.
Did Bill Pullman give the Independence Day speech before or after they beat the aliens?
Oh, that's right.
But, fun fact,
Today,
Dan Hill hates Bill Pullman. Can't stand him after Casper.
So then you hate the United States of America?
I don't like Bill Pullman.
So you hate the United
I
States
love the U.S.
Seattle, you were on board.
Huh?
You were on board with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. I
Independence Day is
dig...
awesome.
It's
an incredible movie for the time, and
What?
it is terrible today.
I'm gonna run that speech.
Welcome to Earth. Welcome to Earth. He says Earth.
That's not Bill Pullman.
No, this
Will Smith. When he punches
Will
the
Smith
alien.
says Earth.
The biggest
but
thing in
Bill
that
Pullman
movie.
doesn't say Earth.
He lifts up the parachute and he goes, "Welcome to Earth." How the fuck? Why are you gonna say Earth? Come on, Will.
That's how they used to say Earth in 1996.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was,
Sure isn't.
You know, he's just reading the lines.
Earth.
You do it too for $20 million. You'd say Earth a billion times.
That movie's put him on the map.
Anyway, nonetheless, America, thank you. Honestly, like I did with Memorial Day, I want to thank our troops.
You want to take some silence?
Let's take a moment of silence for our troops.
For pen hitting paper.
Take a moment of silence. 1.
Today's
2,
the day. Ink
3.
Ink hit quill. Wait, parchment.
You're such a dick. Can we get the silence, please? All right, that felt good.
Yeah,
that felt good.
felt really good.
About that.
Thanks,
okay.
guys.
Good. Whew, happy 4th. Can't wait for it.
Happy 4th of July. Susan, thanks for opening your home to us.
I got to do a quick game.
Oh, the game.
So I want to do a rock versus
Okay.
kind of a thing. Okay, and I want you to tell me who would win.
I'm into it.
You're into that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So you guys,
Bill Pullman versus
you guys got to help me out.
That's already dead. Game over.
Bill Pullman's speech versus The Rock.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Physically.
Dan has to make the determination as to where they're gonna fight, how they're gonna fight, and then how The Rock's gonna win.
Okay.
All right.
I love this game.
Okay, perfect. So it's
Hey,
The Rock.
Paul. Thanks for sticking with us.
It's called The Rock versus. All right. Rock versus.
What just happened there? Hulk smash.
Okay, so
We have a Hulk.
so I'm gonna go with the first one. The Rock versus Joseph Stalin.
Ooh. Rock versus JS.
So
What year is it? Are we in this times?
I say we split the years. So let's say at the end of World War II was what, 44, and it's 2016. Let's go 1976.
We'll go 76 DJ versus JS.
Yes.
Okay.
So where are they fighting? Where are they fighting first?
Whoa.
Where are they going to battle it out?
They're going to battle on the airwaves?
They're going to battle on the airwaves. So it's a rap battle.
I can't get them there.
Okay, so they're
It's
battling.
going to take a while.
Okay, so
bicentennial.
it's a bicentennial 1976. The Rock Johnson versus Joseph Stalin, we'll just say he's alive at this point, but he's dead.
Okay.
Who wins? It's an over-the-air battle.
Dwayne Johnson wins via propaganda flyers.
What are the
Turns his
propaganda
people against him.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
So what do the flyers say?
Dwayne Johnson's the most marketable man in the United States. So what Dwayne Johnson does, he gets a fleet of airplanes. They fly over Mother Russia, and
The Soviet Union at this
Yeah.
time. The Soviet Union.
they fly over the Soviet Union, drop a little bit of pretty flyers about how great Dwayne Johnson is, pictures of him, all of his cool sayings, all his little gadgets. Boom! We have an uprising against Stalin by his own fucking people.
And they want Dwayne The Rock
They want
Johnson
Dwayne.
as president.
Boom! Dwayne Johnson owns Russia. Owns it.
Okay.
All right. Next.
We're always on The Rock. So anybody else got an idea who The Rock should battle? Brandon?
I said
Arnold
paper and
He
scissors.
says paper, yeah. Paper.
Huh?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, The Rock versus Arnold Schwarzenegger. The
Wow.
year is 1992.
92.
Prime.
no.
The prime, man.
92.
92.
So we're talking badass Arnold
Yeah.
and then Rocky Maivia.
Where are they fighting?
Ooh, this is hard. Well, they're both in Los Angeles.
So we can say it's a Hollywood battle.
At the Terminator ride at Universal Studios.
Wow.
That's good.
Dang, Jay.
Before it's even made.
Yeah.
No. Let's go with this. Let's go with
Word
this.
made is sensitive to Arnold.
Let's go with this.
Because
The Rock is Rocky
Yes, that's
Maivia
true. That's true.
in 92. I don't think Rocky Maivia, his original
No,
wrestling.
we can say The Rock of now.
Okay, so
can say
Rock
The
of
Rock of
now versus 92 Schwarzenegger at Universal before the ride is made.
But it's the Terminator ride, so I don't know. I guess they're just in a dusty bowl waiting to battle each other.
Okay, Rock wins. Obviously, in this situation, The Rock has been sent there to stop the ride from being made. Right?
So the Fast
So-
and Furious ride takes over.
So he's basically The Rock is at 92 is basically the Terminator sent back from time to beat Arnold in his prime.
Yeah.
So
Rock wins.
what's the final blow? Like, what does he do? Does he kill him? Does he have mercy? What happens in this battle?
It is knuckle sandwich to the balls.
So he does a cheap shot to Schwarzenegger's genitals.
It's you ever see Mortal Kombat? It's like when Johnny Cage does a split and then balls. Rocky wins.
This is the most amazing ending.
The question is, in '92, how much balls did Arnold really have left anyway?
See?
Anabolic steroids are
Therein lies the conundrum. Thanks, Greg. There it is.
All right. Okay. All right.
We will never know.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go The Rock, and in honor of his latest film, versus
Ooh.
Kevin Hart.
Rock versus Kevin Hart.
Where's the battle?
This is hard.
Where's the battle?
Stand up.
I mean, you're gonna go into the
What year is it?
2016. I can't believe I have to tell you what year it is, Dan.
All right. Okay. Dwayne wins. That happens.
Where's the battle?
The battle is in it's in social media.
So they have a social.
It's a social media battle. Yes, because.
So what is this going to be? Another propaganda argument?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. Kevin Hart is very big on social media, Instagram, Snapchat, and he fucked himself here because he showed The Rock, like, this is true. This is 2016 truth. He showed Dwayne Johnson how to Snapchat, which was he signed his own death warrant, like Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz always says the whole death warrant thing. You have signed your death warrant. All right.
Okay, you're good.
Dwayne Johnson wins via Snapchat. Goodbye. That's what happens.
I mean,
Taking
Rock versus New Rock.
Huh?
1999 Rock versus current Rock.
Mavia?
No.
Mavia versus...
No, Dwayne The Rock, as in, like, can you smell what The Rock's cooking?
That Rock.
Yeah.
That Rock versus this Rock.
Yes.
Woo! They were talking a battle of the ages. This happens in a steel cage. At SummerSlam. There's a guest referee. His name is Gene Simmons.
This is a no-lose battle. That's the problem with this battle here. It's a no-lose battle.
Tongue comes into play. He trips over it, bites it. Rock today pins old Rock. He can't count it because his tongue is bit because of the whole kiss thing.
Yeah, but all he's got to do is hit his hand on the mat.
Nah, but he's just taking it's taking him. He's pained.
Okay, he's pained.
He's pained, but he wins. There's a disqualification because he can't pin it out. So it's like, oh, no one won, but. Then they go to next year, the next big event. That's how they do it.
Oh,
that's how they do it. There's always like a scandal.
Both of them advanced.
So
There-
of
yeah,
all of
there's a
these,
scandal- there's a
so of
scandal.
all of these battles, you're basically telling me that The Rock versus The Rock is the most boring.
No, it's the most heartfelt.
I would
I'm
think
just
that,
summarizing
that
here.
both of their fists would hit at the same time, and the world would just implode.
I'm summarizing here, but this is a battle on battle. It's like Batman versus Superman without Ben Affleck and the terrible acting. This
All
is
right, so be it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that is our first edition of The Rock versus.
Woo! Good to go to first edition, guys. Woo!
That was hard.
Yeah, it's tough. It's sweating.
Put you on the spot.
But The
Put you on
Rock
the spot.
wins. The Rock wins.
That's right.
Thanks for listening to the Dan and Kody podcast. Remember to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube page. We're now on iTunes, and you can bookmark our website, the Dan and Kody podcast.simplecast.fm.
Subscribe, bitch!
Everybody played a tough guy to shit, bro. Right.